President Biden taking another step to try to ease the pain at the pump today. He announced that the U.S. will tap into the country's oil reserves again to help lower gas prices.
The Energy Department will release another 15 million barrels of oil this December. Biden said the country is on pace for record oil production next year, but says Congress should pass a bill to get clean energy projects moving.
I'm asking the Congress pass a permitting bill to speed up the approval of all kinds of energy production, from wind to solar to clean hydrogen. Because we need to get this moving now, quickly, now. If we do this, it would take historic clean energy investments that I signed into law and put them into action.
And joining us now to get reaction to this decision is Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan. And Patrick, I guess the first question everyone has is, when are we going to see these prices start to go down?
Well, Brian, some good news there is that we have seen prices coming down. Of course, we had the ill-timed fate of 2 refinery fires back to back, but we've seen some improvement with gas prices now at some stations falling back below the $4 a gallon mark, especially in Allendale. We're going to see more and more of that, barring any future refinery issues. Most of West Michigan should get back under that $4 mark. In fact, I think a few weeks after that, we'll probably head for some of the lowest prices we've seen since spring, with most of West Michigan potentially back under $3.50 a gallon by Thanksgiving.
Well, that really is good news. All right, so you tweeted earlier today more strategic reserve releases concerned you about our energy security. Elaborate on that a little bit.
Well, Michelle, as we saw the president, it wasn't really the 15 million barrels that was concerning. That's part of the 180 million barrels the president had announced earlier this year. What's more concerning is that the Department of Energy, the president, is open to more releases beyond that. I think we're still in the midst of this Russia war in Ukraine. The U.S. SPR is at its lowest since the 80s. But as we get lower with the SPR draining further and with no real resolution in sight in Ukraine, I think future releases should really be constrained until the situation escalates. So I think we're getting to the uncomfortable level. You have to wonder ahead of the midterms how much of this is being done to keep pressure on gas prices. But nothing looks to happen with Russia anytime soon. So I think we should keep the SPR from draining further.
Yeah, you wonder how long it will be sustainable. And Patrick, looking farther down the road as we get into winter and next year, what do you expect to see, at least here in Michigan, in the Midwest, price-wise?
Well, Brian, I think through the winter, we're going to see prices continue to cool off through the election. I know a lot of people have conspiracy theories about prices ahead of the election, but Michiganders especially represent the nation. We get more into hibernation mode. Demand for gasoline is going to go down through the rest of the year and into January. I would expect that over the winter, we could get into the low 3s, and it's not impossible, if everything goes well, that there could still be a couple of those stations under $3 a gallon, maybe in January, February. But again, there's a very wide latitude of what could happen: economic slowdown, oil production, and keep in mind refineries are all going to play into what we eventually see at the pump this winter. But the $4 price should be gone for most of the winter once we get rid of it in the next few weeks.
That's what everybody wants to hear. Patrick DeHaan, as always, thank you so much for your insight.
Thanks for having me.